The phenomenon of gray divorce has been in our discourse for a little while, and we've been talking about the older people that it impacts, but it also impacts the rest of the family, the adult children of these people that are getting divorced. And so I came across this post on the Ask Old People Advice subreddit. She says, my parents separated at 70 and I'm distraught. She says, I'm dealing with my parents' separation at 70. We were always a happy family, though I knew things had been rocky for them in the past few years. I have two kids and a loving husband who are my world, but my family of origin used to be my rock. I love calling my parents together and just chit-chatting. We had even planned a massive 25-person vacation for their 70th birthdays, essentially a celebration of how much we all enjoy each other's company, and that got canceled. I now know that one of my parents was quite depressed and despondent. They left. I want them to each be happy, whatever that looks like, but family gatherings are rife with drama now. I miss all the small touch points between me and my parents. They have both changed dramatically since the separation. And some days kind of feels like that whole family kind of died. Anyone who has been the adult children of great divorce situation, does it get better? Do you find a center of gravity again? This part right here, we were always a happy family. How do you know that? How do you know that it was a happy family? You only see the part that your parents allowed you to see. And sometimes parents can mask. This is the reason why many people get divorced after the children leave. They try to keep those memories intact. And all she's sitting up here thinking about is, the family vacation and the memories, her parents just being there to talk to her. But if one of her parents was depressed and despondent, it must have meant that there were things that were going on in the undercurrent that she just didn't have access to and didn't know. This woman is nearly 40. She's going to have to figure out how to work her way through this. But at this particular juncture, she has reverted back to being a child and, just thinking about these other things and not the wholeness and the humanity of her parents and whichever one is depressed. She's thinking about herself, kind of. And her parents are going to have to figure out how they're going to get through this separately because they separated and they're divorcing for a reason. So let's get into this comment. Tifa Cloud says, my parents divorced after 40 years. They were in their 60s. My advice is do not get in the middle of it and try to fix it. Your parents may use your emotions in you. Also, you are probably going to get to find out you guys were not as happy as you thought, and may even find out information you do not want to know, like very personal information only married people experience. Do not be your parents' confidant. Even at 38, you are still their child. You should mourn the loss of this part of your family, and I highly recommend therapy. Most importantly, you need to focus on your family. Take care of your spouse and kids. Your parents have the potential to ruin your family if you let them. Protect them. This is a terrible thing to go through, and it is hard to understand. Things are never going to be the same. Give yourself time to grieve that. There are several books on Amazon about adult children of divorce, and you can look into those. Best wishes, and I am sorry. She says, edit. I cannot stress enough healthy boundaries from here on out. The OP responds with, oof, thank you for this. And then Old Royal Sleepy says, the above is absolutely the best advice. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. Do not get in the middle of any of it. Set boundaries and say, I am sorry you're going through that, but please do not tell me anymore. Please find a confidant you can talk to about that. I love you and I am still your child. And I have a question to you guys about this. Y'all know that sometimes the happy family is not as happy. We're talking about that as it gets put on. Would you, as an adult child, want to know what your parents have actually gone through, their actual story that got you to this point. Because I would kind of want to know, like being in the dark about things and then finding out your whole life was a lie just seems, I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me, but I do want to know what you think about that. And I'm not talking about the nitty gritty details. I don't need to know some things, but I would like to know a few things like how did you actually get to this point? How are you hiding all of this from us? And why didn't you let us in on some of these things? Would you want to know? I think I would. Now people are starting to like tell about the time that their parents told them too much. Shanghai said, yeah, hearing my elderly mom say she used to roll over and cry after X with my dad is inexorably etched in my memory. And what I say to that is like, I think that women need to know and understand how much women did used to just grin and bear it. But that's where I am. Being sad said, been there, did just that. I grew up remembering what I thought was them having a great relationship. I was 28, living at home, and noticed some just really out of character behavior from my dad, but shrugged it off. Not long after, my mom was venting to me about how she confronted him over acting different and stopping saying he loved her, and he admitted to having an affair and supposedly had them periodically the entire relationship or something. I understood she was upset and needed to vent, but I stopped actually listening because I didn't need all these details. I had to explain I get I'm an adult and she needs to vent, but I'm still your child and can't be your therapist. I told her she really needed to vent to a friend or family instead. If I had asked what happened, then fine, but I didn't. I don't know how to feel about that. Y'all let me know what you think about being sad, telling her mom that she needs to get a friend or a therapist. Brown Eyed Girl Pie says, it sounds as if they did a great job of protecting you from the harsher realities of their issues. Trust them that they made the best decision for themselves by divorcing. Exotic Current says, I was so sad when it happened. I had just had my first baby and thought of all the weekends and family occasions we wouldn't be having together. So just to say, I know it's really painful. Extension Cup, who is the OP, says, I'm so sorry. That's two identity shifts at once and are at a very vulnerable stage of your life. I hope that things have improved for you. And then she's like, oh yeah, I'm 62 now with 4 grown children. Mysterious Art says, if you can't avoid information dumps from one or both, give nothing back in response. Do not console or commiserate or give the impression you have a side. This must be very difficult for both of you after so many years together. That's it. They can find someone else to take their side. All right, y'all, what do you think about that one? This person says, listen to this person, 100% true. As a survivor of a brutal gray divorce, there are a lot of practical issues thrown your way that you might not be ready for. A long marriage means lots of complicated assets to split up. Someone in their 70s has drastically different financial and retirement needs than I did in my 30s. I was confident in my own retirement savings and investments, but was overwhelmed with anxiety when put in the position of trying to figure out one parent's finances. A mistake in your 30s has plenty of time to correct. A mistake with retired persons' investments has high stakes. Find professionals to help wherever possible. I found a great financial advisor that specifically deals with people in this situation, who's going to help with medical needs as they age. I hope you have siblings you can discuss all these issues with and make a game plan. I know it's an emotional time, but sadly, the practical will jump up when you least need it. It probably doesn't feel like it now, but life is actually much better post gray divorce. I have healthier relationships with everyone in my immediate family, and honestly, a lot more fun. Never would have gotten there though without a therapist's help. I probably would have sacrificed any chance of my own life and family without his guidance. So this is just a discussion post. There are no right and wrong answers because I don't know. I do like that people are talking about a therapist, which is good. I do want to know what you guys think. Jump in the comments and let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.